on this camera here. Hello, everybody. On this camera here. So, sorry to start a little bit late here with you. See if I can get the screen. Beautiful. Full screen or full screen? Anybody, please. I think we got one person on here. Give me an AV check. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is everything working out okay? So tomorrow is the Delaware Drum Show, and me and Kevin and my friend Randy will all be there. We're bringing a bunch of drums. We're going to be selling them at some premium prices, just because I'd love it if I didn't have to bring as many drums home as I took to the show. And right now I'm going to pack them all up. Zach Frederick, you hear me? Thank you, brother. So I figured while I was doing this boring, monotonous task of packing up drums, perhaps I could chat with you guys a little bit about the drums that we're bringing. And I'll start off with this gorgeous son of a bitch. This is a 14 by 5.5 copper, 2mm shell, 30-strand snare wires. Pretty fantastic drum. We'll have this one for sale. I think we're doing $500 on all the snare drums that don't have handmade metal hoops. So this one will be $500, which is a steal because we usually sell these for $980. So this is numero uno. I'm going to go pretty quick with this because it is like 6 o'clock and I do have to get all these drums packed up to get them into my trailer. But the nice thing is I was pretty well prepared for this show because I had all the stuff from like the previous year that we did this, just like in a Husky toolbox ready to go. So there's numero uno. Kevin was kind enough to donate some cases for the trip. So let's move on. What we got here? This one is a real showstopper, no pun intended. 13 by 7. That was weird. Anyways, so this one is a 13 by 7. What the fuck is it? 13 by 7. Chestnut. That's it. Sorry, wormy chestnut. 13 by 7 wormy chestnut. This is some like 200-year-old salvaged wood from a barn down by Philadelphia. Indie strainer, 30-strand snare wires, HHG lugs, 2.3mm triple flange hoops. Pretty fantastic snare drum. That will be available tomorrow for $500. Take them home, people. I don't care. Let's get some cases out here. We got here. What size is this case? Bales, what's happening, man? I've been keeping up with your Instagram stories, man. How you doing? I enjoy the renovation that you're doing on the house. I do have a request, though, brother. You gotta start filming those fucking Instagram stories in portrait. You always film them in landscape. I can never tell what the hell's going on. It's a very confusing perspective. That's a 13 by 11. Let's put that one in here. That'll work. So far we have the copper, the chestnut, some pretty fantastic drums. I know, Bales, I hate portrait too, but like when you do those Instagram stories, they automatically default to like having your shit be sideways. So whenever I'm checking out your Instagram stories, it's always like flip 90 degrees. I can never tell what's happening. It seems like you have a lot of work going on in there, though. All right, let's move on to the next snare drum. Excuse me, I'm going to walk over here. Looks like the next one. This one will be $750. It is a 14 by 5.5, 2 millimeter handmade handmade brass shell. I made the shell, I made the hoops, it's all made in house. It has our signature lugs on it, indie strainer, 24 strand brass snare wires. This thing is a beaut. Like, this is a lifetime snare drum if I could genuinely recommend. I'm gonna have 3 of these brass snares tomorrow. And I hope somebody decides to scoop one up. They're pretty gorgeous. So this will be available for $7.50 tomorrow. You know what? I might actually layer that one. Let's layer. What do you say? Let's get a cardboard box, and we'll do a little layer. I think that's a good play. Put this one in the bottom. Beautiful. Then put one over top of it. I'm coming back, I swear to God. This is actually how we pack our drums too. Kevin could explain this a little bit more to you, but the way we pack all of our drums is we put foam down because, what we realized over time was the drums are very strong in a compressive manner, top down, but they don't really like getting banged on the sides. And a really good solution to that is we started cutting these foam inserts that fit in every box. And they're a tight fit to the box. And what that does is it keeps the box keeps it very laterally stable. So if you bang into the sides, that foam keeps it real stiff so that you can't hit the drum. I think this will work out nice. I can probably get 2 in that box. This one's pretty fantastic. 14 by 5.5 aluminum, handmade aluminum snare drum. So this is 3 millimeter thick aluminum. Once again, I made this completely rolled and welded shell. And then this one's really nice because I don't know if this is picking up on camera super well, but it's got, hey, from Germany, Malower 255. Thank you for swinging by, brother. So, just a raw aluminum shell. Like there's still like mill scale and scratches and marks on it from it getting processed from being raw aluminum plate. This one has stainless, or our signature lug in a 2-inch variety for the length, but stainless steel on the lugs. 30 strand pure sound, custom pros, all brushed hardware. Pretty fantastic. This one will be $500 tomorrow. Ooh, look at you, Sam. 2 snare drums in a box. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with fucking gas. That's how you do that shit right there. I'll tell you what. I remember when we did this in 2019, definitely the weak link was like the packing and the moving of all of the things. It's not fun. You guys know. You guys all play drums. You know how it is. It's the worst part about being a drummer is the fact that you have these large instruments that you have to pack up and take with you. They take up a lot of space. They're hard to pack. Definitely not super fun. I'm looking around to see if I have any packing tape. Oh, there's a ton of packing tape over here involved. Wunderbar. Okay. Maybe Kevin made all these nice little cards. And I think you have a booth set up, shelves, tables, wobble pops. What the fuck is a wobble pop? Yeah, no, man. Bales, we have a very basic setup. So I have like one table. It's kind of cool. It's like a live edge slab that attaches to like a cymbal stand. I got that, and then I have a very professional beers. Get up. I've never heard them called wobble pops before, but I like that. No, but we got that table, and that it doubles as like a t-shirt hanging stand, as well as a bass drum beater holding stand. Which remind me, peoples, I got to grab those. Hey, John Shields, what's up from Jersey, man? Thanks for stopping by. John Shields, how is your day going? I hope it's going well. Mine's a little stressful, but we're working through it. So yeah, the setup for the booth is pretty good. We got that one table, and we have a pile of. We put everything. We kind of arrange it around like a drum set in the center so that people can swap snare drums out. So it's gonna have we'll have one drum set in the center, and then a bunch of snares lining the booth in a U shape, kind of, so people can walk around the drum set, look at the snares. It's all right. I'm packing up drums too. Oh man, we're in the same boat, John. Me and John Shields from New Jersey. We're both packing up drums tonight. I hope you're packing up less drums than I am, John. I hope you're not packing up 14 snare drums in the drum set. Drive 4 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning. I hope you're going to. But we do, Bales, to your point, we have a really fantastic, very pro-looking backdrop that I got made back in 2019. Real big, like 10 by 10, like 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide. Has our logo and a bunch of snare drums, like high-res photos and shit. So that looks pretty pro. But like other than that, we keep the furnishings at the booth pretty sparse because I want to make basically like the way I look at these things is like you just want to have as much room as you can for drums, and that's kind of what I'm shooting for. In the future, what I had plans way back for the previous show, and I still haven't had a chance to execute this, but like I have all these snare stands that I got for these shows, and they're real like small, cheap snare drum or small, low, cheap snare drum stands. They're too low to the ground for my taste for a setup where people are standing to look at the snare drum. I want to make a really nice like tube steel rack. I want to weld it, cut it, weld it all together, and then put some clamps in it so it just holds the top, the basket portion of the snare drum stand. That would be super sweet. Like in my wildest dreams, it would be configured such that you could put the snare drums in it, roll the whole fucking thing into the trailer, and then just unroll it into the show. That would be dope. Maybe two of them, one for each side of the booth, or maybe just one that's like has like a takes up some vertical space. That would be pretty sweet too. Well, let's keep the snare drum train moving. What do you guys say? Let me switch over to the next one. Okay, I think we got some hybrid copper maple going on here. This one's pretty fucking awesome. I think you guys will like this. Let me get you a close-up look here. So this is a 14 by 7. I think it's a maple. Yeah, maple shell with a copper exterior. What are we calling that? Not damask, but there's a name for that. Has a funky pattern on the inside too. It eludes me at the moment, but it's got a cool pattern on the inside. I dig the shit out of this one. I think you guys will too. 14 by 7, copper, maple, gold hardware. Signature gear lugs on there, which are super dope. Very heavy duty. I really dig this. What you got for snare wires? 24 strand snare wires. All of these come stock with high quality Evans heads. Like you're not going to need to change the heads on these for a long, long time. We're not setting you up with crap heads, man. You can't. Kevin, is this your case, Kevin? This is mine. I think it's. I don't know. Oh, we bought the same one. We have the same case. Drum Seeker, 8x14. Perfect. So that one will be $500 tomorrow. It should be very affordable. Like these are usually $1,100. So once again, absolute steal. Should work out pretty well for anybody involved. What do we got next? This one's one of my faves here. 14 by 7 California Redwood. Pretty beautiful snare drum. This is one of our ultra contour setups. Yes, it's your case. Thanks for dropping. Kevin stopped by earlier today and dropped off some of his snare drum cases because I procrastinated and didn't order enough. I meant to order a bunch of snare drum cases, but just completely spaced on that. No biggie. But so this one's cool as shit. This is we'll bring it over here to the better camera. See if I can get you to get a look at this. So this is a 14 by 7 ultra contoured California Redwood, sustainably harvested, so you don't have to worry about they didn't cut down Big Sur or any awesome trees for this. 20 strand custom Pure Sound Custom Pro snare wires. Pretty gorgeous all the way around. Super thick shell on this one, about an inch and a quarter. Chrome, sexy all the way around. Made out of a very interesting wood species. Can't really beat that. I think I'm going to pack this one in a box as well, just because we got him. That's where I messed up, Kevin. When we did this in 2019, we weren't doing these foam jobbies yet. These make it really easy to stack 2 snare drums in one box, which is awesome. So this one, $500 tomorrow, should be a good deal. And how much was that Redwood? John, this one's $500, man. It'll be $500 tomorrow only. As soon as the show's over, it'll go up in Reverb for its usual price of $980. But for the show, $500. We try to hook it up, man. You gotta hook it up when you go to these shows, right? You can't just show up and just expect high prices. Yeah, the drums are starting on. Yeah, not fun. 2019. We've learned. This year, I feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants a little bit this year, for sure. Like in 2019, I was super ultra prepared. Kevin, I don't know if you remember, but I had a checklist. Let's bring all the stuff. Let's not forget any stuff. Oh, the checklist was on point too, but this year, no checklist. This year, I'm packing up last minute, right before the show. This Big Daddy, like I said, there's a couple of metal shells that if you're coming tomorrow, I would not pass these up because they're going to be incredibly cheap. Like usually this is a $1,250 snare drum, and it is a what is it? It's 14 by 7 handmade brass shell, handmade brass hoops. She's an absolute monster, dude. Like one of the best snare drums I think that money can buy. If I'm being honest, I'm a huge fan. I think that anybody that picks this up is going to be very satisfied with this drum if you do, because it rocks. It's a great drum. Probably needs tuned a little bit. Sounds pretty good. A little wobble on the wires, but no worse for the wear. So yeah, this one will be available again tomorrow for $750. We'll put this in the case. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. That's perfect. 2 drums per case. I had not even maxed out the snare drum pieces yet. So maybe the next 2 or 3 I'll put in snare drums. Oh, that's better. Oh, that couldn't be any better. That was one of my most impromptu genius moments ever. Why put every single drum in its own box? I don't know. Maybe back in the day we were using different. I think maybe we were using 16-inch boxes. I've since switched to 18-inch boxes, which is awesome. All right. Next up on the list, people, one of our signatures, something that I've been building for years now, a 14 by 7 white ash with electric blue lacquer, but it's extra thick. It's 1.25 inches thick. Kevin, you're expected to bring your own puck. Come on. What do you... Okay. How about this beautiful bastard here? Woo! One of my all-time favorite snare drums that we build here. Because ash, I mean, everybody loves musical instruments made from ash. There's a reason why it's the choice for most, bodies for electric guitars and various other types of awesome acoustic and electric instruments, because it's incredibly stable and it looks beautiful and you just can't beat it. I really should switch these cameras around because I have a light shining here. Anyways, so this one's awesome. Let me scoop it over here to the I'm going to call this the show off camera. Bring you guys down here for a little bit better view. So this one's fantastic. It's 14 by 7, contoured contoured ash, 1.25 inch thick, has our signature lugs on it, low profile badge that we had especially made for these contoured snare drums. You really can't beat this one. You just can't. It's a nice drum. I'll get you in close for the thickness. Look at the thickness. We got 1.25 inches on the thickness on this one. It is a beast. This one will also be, you guessed it, the low price of $500, one day and one day only. The Delaware Drum Show in Newcastle, Delaware at the Nurse Shrine Hall. Come on and get it while it's hot, people. And then directly after that, it'll be on Reverb for like $980. Ooh, I like it when there's a case. Boy, that makes it go fast. All right. I'm going to go. We got one more on the shelf over here. Let me grab this. Yet another brass snare drum. I went a little bit apeshit, as Kevin was telling me. I went a little crazy in the last couple months and weeks, and I had a pile of orders. And while I was making those orders, I was trying to make some extra drums here and there, and I made a lot of extra drums. And I had all this brass sitting around, and I was like, I'm tired of looking at this big old sheet of brass. Let's turn these into some drums. And so I did that. I made 3 brass drum shells. This one's a 14x6, 24 karat gold hardware on that motherfucker. Come on. I should really try to swear less. Remember the last stream I did, and I was like, not going to swear that much? I'll try from now on out. So, 2mm hand rolled and welded brass shell, super heavy duty hand rolled and welded hoops on this one, made from solid brass. There is no fucking about with this snare drum. There, that's the swearing goes right out the window. Beautiful drum, 30 strand snare wires on there. Can't beat it. This one will be $750 tomorrow. 500, like I said, we're doing the. I'm going to be doing the, what do you call it? All the drums that don't have these hoops take a long time to make. They're very intricate. They take a lot of welding and grinding and messing around. And I'm still like, I'm still kind of proofing out that process, how I want to, because I want to do these hoops more. Like eventually I'd really love to get to a point where I'm making 100% of the hoops that we use, but I haven't quite got there yet. So at the moment, as a result, they're still kind of cumbersome to make, and all that extra money and time and labor that it takes to make those hoops makes these drums with the handmade hoops a little bit more expensive, but not crazy. $750 for the handmade metal hoop snare drums. It'll outperform any brass snare drum I think you can get out there, honestly. Because it's really, oftentimes it's the hoops that makes the drum, right? Like if you got decent hoops on there, it makes a lot of difference. And those hoops, there's nothing better than that. They're made from 3/16 by 3/4 solid brass, rolled and welded. It's as heavy as they come, man. All right, we got 2 more snare drums, maybe 3 more snare drums to pack up. Let's get at it. I'm going to go off camera for a second, grab one of these snare drums over here. Oh, God, that one's heavy. Whatever you do. Okay, so next on the chopping block, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Handmade carbon steel snare drum. Pretty awesome drum, if I do say so myself. It's got our signature gear lugs on it, antique silver die-cast badge. The shell is 5mm solid carbon steel. The hoops are the same deal. They're thicker though. The hoops are 7 or 8mm, right around 1/4 inch solid carbon steel, rolled and welded. Pretty fantastic. You can't beat that. And this one will be $750 tomorrow. She's got 30 strand snare wires on it. Beautiful drum. Ooh, sounds good already. She's talking to me already, as Mr. Dan Stone would say. She's talking to me already. I got this SKB case over here. Let's use this. This is a throwback from when I used to play a lot of drums. It felt fancy because I had all my stuff in SKB cases. Fun fact, I had a DW kit, and then I started building my own drums, and I was like, well, I gotta get rid of this DW kit. I sold it to a guy in Japan for more than I paid for it. I was happy to be rid of it. It was a nice kit, but not my flavor anymore. When I was 20, it was certainly my flavor, but when I'm, a little older and wiser now, that's not really my speed. Not that they don't make beautiful drums, but not my speed. Cool. So hard case, wonderful. Now I'm kind of kicking myself though. I wish I got rid of the kit. I wish I would have kept the cases because I had like I said, I had the whole kit in those SKB cases, and it would be mucho handy to have those now, but I don't. What are you gonna do? All right, we got 2 more snare drums to pack up. One of them is going to be a little bit hard to get to. So let me see if I can swing over here and get this next one. It's a Canary Wood. Canary Wood, come to me, my friend. It's also difficult because, like, you guys can't see it on camera, but we have a massive amount of drums in the shop right now because it's like I was trying to avoid this situation where we had like a bunch of big drum sets converging at the same time. I have John Shields says I have a DW collector, which sounds oddly un-DW, which is why I kept it. Yeah, it's DW makes a nice drum set, man. They really do, but I think it's just like there's a lot of marketing there, and I think I fell for it. And I think that once you move past like the marketing and like dig into like the meat and potatoes of building drums and how drums are constructed, they become a little bit less appealing. All right, let me go get this Canary Wood real quick. Canary Wood is a pretty interesting species. Oh, come here. Okay. 14 by 7 Canary Wood. Canary Wood is it's a South American species. It's incredibly hard, very dense. This one's great because it has like a soft, or it has like a, what do you call it, like a smooth satin. So the grain's filled completely, so you get a completely flat, or the grain's completely filled, so you get a completely poreless finish on the outside of the drum, and then it has a really nice satin lacquer to it. Can't be beat, man. Just gorgeous. Has our signature lugs on it. This one will be $500 again tomorrow. 30 strands custom Pure Sound Custom Pro snare wires, 2.3 millimeter hoops, antique silver die cast badge, natural to red burst. Pretty fantastic. Let's see if we can get this one in one of these cases. We got these nice stag cases here. Yeah, the other thing that I'm actually kind of looking forward to is like we're not bringing 20 snare drums this year. Last year I did this show. I think I brought 20 snare drums. That was a little much. That was a little bit much. This year, not so much. We're just bringing, I think we had like 13, which is, I think, more than enough. We had so many to the point last year, or not last year, 2019, 2 years ago. Or 3 years ago? We had so many that it was like overwhelming, I think, for people. I think you want to bring some examples of your best work, but it doesn't need to be overwhelming. All right, Canary Wood's all packed up. And what do we got? We got one more to go, and that's it. This wasn't so bad. This is the last one we got. Well, I still got to pack up a drum set, but so this one is a 5 by 10 Pennsylvania white oak, real simple, real clean, just an awesome little side snare. Internal tone control mechanism with a walnut knob. Can't beat this little guy. Piccolo strainer. Oh, and it's got a white marine pearl inlay around the center, which is fan-fucking-tastic. I'm going to see if I can squeeze that one in this case. Why not? Oh, you know what? How about this case? This would be perfect. What is this? 12 by 9? Yep, that'll do. That'll do, pig. So that's not bad. I think we're gonna end up with 2 boxes, 4 snare drums in those 2 boxes, and then everything else in cases. So Kevin, thank you for stopping by and dropping off your cases. That worked out great. Bring this little guy with us. Now, before I forget, what do you say we get the bass drum beaters out? Bass drum beaters, there they are. So these are awesome. They've been sitting around for a while. I forget how much I'm having. These are usually $75. I'm going to have them on sale for, I think, $35 tomorrow, just to get them off the shelf. They're pretty awesome. Each and every single one has like a variety of different wood species going on. They're fantastic. They have a solid brass inlay in the top. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Got the HHG logo in the top. Pretty dope. But yeah, there's a couple of different flavors. There's this one that's like walnut with like, they all have this one has several, they all have several pinstripes of ebony in them. I think this one's walnut, babinga, ebony, and birch. This one is mahogany. Mahogany on the outside, babinga, birch in the center. Awesome little cases, or awesome little bass drum beaters. Make sure to bring those. I guess we should probably bring some t-shirts too, because we sold a bunch of those last time we were there. Got a giant, 3 boxes filled with t-shirts. So I'll bring some t-shirts. Put this on the floor. Kevin, I'm considering, if you're still here, let me know what you think about this, but I'm thinking about just leaving all of these drums in here tonight. And then, with 2 of us here in the morning, it'll take 10 minutes to take all these out of here and just stick them in the trailer. Trailer's parked right outside. Rather than leaving all of these drums out in the cold ass trailer all night long, maybe we'll just leave them in here. And then tomorrow we can just sling them into the trailer real quick and then be on our way. That might make some more sense. So the coup de grace, the creme de la creme, the centerpiece of our booth, this kit that we're bringing. It's really awesome. It's a huge fucking kit. Well, I mean, it's a 3-piece kit, but it's some big sizes, heavy. Let me give you a little love on this. Here, hold on, check this out. So I lovingly have had this in the shop, and good lord, I enjoyed playing it for all of the time that it was here. This is the Rack Tom, 13x9. Solid carbon steel shells. Made these in-house, 100%. Classic tube lugs, walnut hoops, vintage style claws on all the hoops. All of the drums have the walnut hoops on them. This kit is a 13x9, 16x16, and a 22x18. And this kit usually retails for $5,500. I'm going to let it go tomorrow for $2,000. $2,000. Please don't make me take this kit home with me. I don't want to take it home. Somebody show up. We'll be accepting cash, credit, or check. I'm just kidding on the credit. Now, we'll be accepting, I think we'll have the Square card reader up and running, so we'll be taking cash and credit cards, Bitcoin if you want to pay in Bitcoin or Ethereum also, because why not? This should fit nicely in here. And so this kit's going to be fucking fantastic. I'm very excited to show this off. I think it'll be a good counterpoint, because I think we're very well known for wood drums, right? Like, we make a lot of wood drums, and I've been having a lot of fun over the last 2-3 years now learning how to make nice wood drums. Oh yeah, PayPal. Also PayPal. So yeah, PayPal, credit. I keep saying credit. I mean credit cards. We'll be taking credit cards, PayPal, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the stuff. We'll take your money. Buy something. But so this one should be awesome. This kit's going to be super cheap. I hope somebody scoops it up. But like I was saying, I've been building a lot of metal drums now for the last 2 or 3 years, having a lot of fun doing it. And I think it'll be a fun way to kind of be like, hey, everybody, we're HHG Drums, and we also make these awesome metal drums, and you should snag one from us. So I think that'll be cool. All right, let's do the floor tom. Here comes the floor tom. Ooh, she's heavy. So the floor tom and the rack tom on this kit, like it's a steel kit, right? You'd expect them to be incredibly heavy. The floor tom and the rack tom are not bad. They're not super heavy. Like the rack tom feels pretty standard. Like it feels like a standard rack tom when I pick it up. But the bass drum is a different story, because the bass drum, I think it's just magnitudes larger. There's a lot of metal there. So the bass drum definitely is heavy as shit, which, depending on, what you're looking for, that might be a good thing. It's not so heavy that you can't move it around. Like it's I can't really guess at the weight. Let's see here real quick. I'd say about 18 pounds, maybe 22 pounds, I would say. Just picking that up right now. So not ridiculously heavy, but definitely heavy. But the nice thing is about that, like if you don't like having your kick drum slide, oh, there was another case in here. I have more cases than I thought I had. There's another snare drum case in here, and I completely forgot about it. Jesus. Kevin, you're still here, I'm sure. What do you think about the 38 pounds? Oh, sorry, I was way the fuck up. 38 pounds on that bass drum. Kevin, what do you think about bringing some of those recycled series shells tomorrow? For anybody else watching, it's not an insider. We make this series of drums every single year called the Recycle Series, and what those are is it's a limited series of snare drums that we do, and they're constructed using leftover small pieces of wood from all of the drums that had been built in the previous year. So, we'll build whatever, 100, 150 snare drums in a year, something like that. We end up with all this wood from all of those drums. And some of it is so small that you can't do, like, it's not big enough to make another drum by itself. But it's too big for the wood hoarder deep inside of me to throw away. So I keep those little pieces. Oh, God. There we go. So I keep those little pieces. Ooh, this might be a bit of a stretch. This might be a bit of a stretch with those wooden hoops on there. But so those recycled series, I keep the little pieces from all the snare drums we build over the course of the year. And then I stitch all those pieces of wood together, and I build some drums just out of the scraps from all of the other drums that we've built. And they come out really cool. Bring them so people can reserve? Yes. Oh, no. I wasn't suggesting. I'm not selling any shells at all. My stance on that. I used to sell shells, but I've moved past that a long, long time ago. I really don't like selling the shells that I make, because it's just, I really, first and foremost, I don't like, I like to have control of building the entire instrument. Is my main thing. Like, I want to make sure that the product that I'm putting out is really high quality. And unless I'm able to have my hands on, or at least have Kevin's hands, or have under my watchful eye the entire process, I can't guarantee that the finished drum is going to be awesome. Like, somebody could buy one of my shells, butcher the bearing edges, and be like, yeah, that's an HHG drum, and it sounds like shit, and that's why I don't sell shells. Not a fan. But yeah, all right, man. Yeah, let's bring some of those shells. I'm trying to think what we should, Man, I really don't want to bring, there's 13 of them. I have 13 of those recycled series shells. I really don't feel like boxing up 13 fucking extra shells. So I think I'm just not going to do that. Maybe we'll bring like 2 or 3. something like that. I don't know. Because really the thing to do is if we're going to bring those, we should probably bring one of these like wire racks over here to like put them on. Because that would look pretty cool. 3 or 4? Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Because I could get 3 or 4 of those recycled series shells in 2 boxes. I could put 4 in 2 boxes. It wouldn't be bad. I could get down with that. All right, bass drum. I'm just gonna pack the bass drum right where it sits. Maybe I could bring this camera over there with me. So here is the bass drum for that kit. Big old son of a bitch. Oh no, is this a case in it? It's not. Okay, we're good. But these are not the best cases on the planet. You know, because it's not like I'm touring with these things. They're good enough to take them to a drum show. And I was concerned that being a inexpensive set of cases that the bass drum case was going to be a 16 by 22, but this is an 18 by 22. But the case is an 18 by 22, so we're good. We're fine. No problemo. I ended up with 2 leftover snare drum cases over here, which is cool. Slip this over here nice and gently. I can't be the only one that does this, right? I remember going to tons and tons of gigs, and for years I was always like trying to like lower my. Well, I guess it's a different story. When I had hard cases, it's a different story. But like, this is the best way to put a case on a drum. Slip it over the drum while the drum is nice and solidly on the floor. Oh God, yeah, that's 38 pounds. Woo! Fuck me running. That is heavy. So this 18 by 22, like I said, 16 by 16 floor tom, 16 gauge carbon steel shells, handmade in Pennsylvania. Natural carbon steel, left like the patina's still on the steel. All of the awesome like mill scale marks and like all of them. It's cool. It's got that kind of industrial vibe to it. Has a coat of satin lacquer on it so that it won't ever rust on the inside and the outside. So I wanted it to have kind of an industrial vintage vibe, but also be somewhat useful and not have to be something that you're going to have to worry about rusting, because that would be super depressing. Okay. Let me get you back up here. Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate it. I think we will have a safe trip and a great show. I'm looking very forward to it. Should be a good time. How you been, Tony? I hope you're feeling well, man. ENZ Printco, and that's why I put the drum in the case right side up. Hey, what do you mean? Anyways. Okay, beautiful. We're doing good. I think we're all packed. That's all the drums packed up, man. That's it. That wasn't as bad as I was like dreading this all day, but that really wasn't bad at all. So I got a bunch of like detail stuff that I got to pack up here. I got to get the t-shirts. Yeah, ENZ Printco. The show is in Newcastle, Delaware. It's at the Nur Shrine Center. You can DelawareDrumShow.com. They have all of the details. Not too bad, hanging in, waiting for the heart. I hope you get that soon, brother. My man Tony Storm over here, waiting for the heart transplant. I hope that happens for you sooner rather than later. Car keys, Bill. That's a good fucking question. I lost it. Just got shaved a little bit. I'm looking a little bushy over here. Ugh, rough. But yeah, so I got to pack out some details. I got to get the t-shirts. I can put those in the trailer tonight. I think I'm going to swing over there and maybe I'll grab 4 of those recycled series shells and we'll bring those with us. I think that should probably be enough, eh? But anyways, I think I'm going to jump off. I appreciate you guys swinging by. I'm excited, Tony. I hope we have a good time. We've always had it's always been wonderful. Like, this is the only drum show I've ever attended before, and I'm finding it difficult to, like, want to go to, like, NAM or any of these other ones. Like I like this one because it has a really cool like personable vibe. It's not a trillion people. It's big enough to be worth going to, but it's not so big that it's like overwhelming. So I enjoy this one. Should be a good time. A lot of cool people going this year. Liberty DeVito is going to be there. What's his name? There's gonna be a bunch of people there, man. There's some great exhibitors, great presenters. There's gonna be some clinicians playing some clinics here and there. It's gonna be really cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let me see if I can full screen this, and then I'm gonna jump off. But thank you guys for swinging by. You turned my super boring, super boring packing job into something more fun. So I appreciate that. If you're free tomorrow, doors are open at 10 a.m. The Delaware Drum Show. Just go check out their website, delawaredrumshow.com. You can get all the details. I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Maybe.